People, deluded, I'm back again. Quick vid. You lot know I'm a fair person, rightly or wrongly. I hail up players when I think they need to be held up, and I critique players where they need to be critiqued. But Koscielny, again, I'm a big fan of Koscielny. I've always been a big fan of Koscielny. He's come a long way from that Birmingham final. But you know how big Koscielny was, man. He was a big player in his day. I don't care what no one says. There was a period there weren't many teams in Europe the man didn't walk into. I know you Arsenal fans remember them times. They're even still a joke, and it's not really anything to be proud of. But when we was getting our bums kicked to us all over Europe, Koscielny, at least you could say he's the one player leaving the field, despite we're, as a team, conceding all these goals, leaving there with any credibility. He's been a big defender for us, man. Leads by example. Not the most vocal of men, at least. I think he's way more vocal than given credit for, but he's not the John Terry. He's probably the real Ferdinand, maybe even the man in Magic. He more leads by example, does his job in the sense that he was better than Mertesacker, but they worked very well in the sense that obviously Mertesacker's more reserved as a defender, more calculated. Koscielny by nature is aggressive. He wants to be on the front foot. He wants to not only bring out the ball, but aggressive. He wants to get tight to his striker. So you got the calm. They're both calm, but you got the aggressor, and then you got the calm, kind of good cop, bad cop sort of thing. So it worked very well, and he led by example in that Mertesacker was more vocal than him. Koscielny, you saw Mertesacker, for instance, obviously always barking instructions, and Koscielny wasn't silent on the pitch. I'm not saying that, but you see where I'm coming from. Big player. Obviously, the injuries and time, age catches up with everybody. He's had a good career, especially his early days, but it catches up with everyone. He's had the big injury, and to be honest, you're not looking at him as someone, if you want to, as any club that realistically wanted to win a Premier League title would not have Koscielny in their starting lineup. That's not, you lot know I love him. Back Koscielny in his prime, of course, but not this Koscielny. Start of the season, or whenever I made the vid, I maintained the same period, the same thing while saying, while I like Koscielny as a player, clearly I'm a big fan of his, I don't think we can move forward with him in the sense that you can't rely on him. And I don't think you can rely on him still to a degree in the sense that if you're trying to win stuff or move forward, it's a Rob Holding soccer artist on the basis that he's in the side, Mavropanos on the basis of unearth potential, or you're bringing in a top centre half. That's not a critique on Koscielny. That's just looking at his age, the way he struggled at times this season. But equally, I think he's come through it this season. Like I said, I was concerned with his injury, with he might have lost it to a degree. I was concerned with a lot of people. And he's pulled it back, man. Koscielny's been one of our best defenders, at least until since he's come back this season. He's obviously had worrying periods, especially when he's pulled out to the flanks. He's obviously not the Koscielny of old. Again, when he's pulled into wide positions, for instance, or sometimes in physical encounters, I think he shows that he's getting old a bit. But he's been a very good player on the whole this season. When asked, he's played. Listen, I don't even need to bring up all the examples. He's been a big defender, and I feel. What I asked of Koscielny, what I said in my little vid, he must have been saying that to himself, or he must have been saying that a lot. So he's proved me wrong. He's proved a lot of, not even proved me wrong, because you see, I can believe in him. It's just I can have these concerns, and you can too, people. He's pulled it through. Again, don't get it twisted. I still believe that next season, it sounds all Disney Channel right now what I'm saying, but like next season, realistically, Koscielny should be an ambassador thing in the sense that he's got that Mertesacker role. He still plays. Obviously, if he's playing well and he's doing his thing, he can play, but you're not relying on him. You're not going realistically against Manchester City away with all their pace and stuff like that. And he wasn't even the worst player on the pitch. I'm not getting at him, but you're not going Manchester City away with Koscielny. You're not. Age catches up with everyone. His contract is until 2020. Raul Sanye's obviously said we're trying to move differently with the way we're dealing with contracts, and he said that soccer artist Aubameyang, I'm so sure, Mesut Ozil and Mkhitaryan, Mustafi too, 5 players contracted until 2021. Forgive me if I'm wrong. Their futures are going to be solved this season end, or a conclusion is going to come to is going to come in regards to their futures. You think Ozil's going to move on? Mustafi realistically needs to be moved on as well. Mkhitaryan's form, for me, has afforded him an extended stay, but he might be sold to raise funds or whatever. Aubameyang will stay, but you probably need to give him a 1-year extension or look at that. So if these lot are contracted until 2021, Koscielny, who is, like I said, a very good influence on the squad, model professional, one of the more experienced players, but he's contracted until 2020. He's not got any real resale value. He's at the end of his playing career. He's probably going to be moved on, or next season then something might happen. This season, at least, he's done his thing. He's bossed it for me. And yeah, man, I was concerned with Koscielny, and he's done his thing, so I'll hail him up. And I hail up Leno as well. I'm a fan of Leno's. I'm not going to lie, I was concerned with Leno because I think he's a good keeper, but I do think at times he's a bit arrogant. I said Kepa at the start of the season is better than him, and obviously it looks a bit silly. Kepa showed in Spain, in my opinion, that he was a level above him. I still think Kepa is a good keeper, but obviously he plays for Chelsea now. I quite frankly don't care if he ever develops or whatever. Leno's doing his thing. There's been times Leno's still been shaky, don't get it twisted, but Leno's doing his thing. And again, for idiots, I was not getting at Leno. Yeah, man, I call it as I see it. So Leno's doing his thing, and obviously after a tough adaptation period, he's doing his thing and saving us. Not perfect, won't be ever in my opinion, and it's nothing wrong because you don't need that to win the league, but he won't be in the Alisson, the Edisons, the De Geas, these sort of mad shouts. I don't think he'll be in that conversation, but that's not a critique of him. Them man, they are great quick keepers. He can be a very good and reliable keeper, and he's shown it. What I like about him away from this is his bravery. You've got to be brave to be a ball-playing defender. That would be weird if I thought he's a defender. Ball-playing keeper. He's got the confidence to try things when they're not working. Like, obviously, he's still improving. He's still young on the face of it, or young-ish as a keeper. He's 27 now. He's got a lot of years in front of him, man. He's got, minimum? He's got, but he can play until Czech's age. So he's got a while to go. Obviously, if that's at Arsenal or wherever, it's another story. But you get the point I'm making, people. On that note, I'm going to keep it pushing. So, guys, Deluded, thank you for watching. And, yeah, man, get a comment, subscribe, and do the rest if you wish.